Can Zhen Huan, blessed with both beauty and talent, truly outshine all in the imperial harem and enjoy everlasting favor? When I awoke, it was nearly dusk. I saw him with his eyes gently closed, peacefully asleep, a faint smile on his lips as if he was having a pleasant dream. Quietly getting up and straightening my clothes, I sat in front of the dressing table, holding an ivory comb, and began combing my hair somewhat absent-mindedly, occasionally glancing back at him with a smile. The reflection in the mirror showed a figure of languid beauty, with cheeks flushed in shyness and a gentle smile adorning my lips. It wasn't yet time for the evening lights to be lit. The remnants of the twilight streamed through the curtains, casting dispersed shadows throughout the room, creating an ambience like a dreamy illusion. Suddenly, I heard him call out Guan Guan in a tone as tender and affectionate as always. My heart skipped a beat, and I turned around dubiously to look at him. Among the deep palace's many, only I had Guan in my name, yet he had never called me Guan Guan before. He was awake, his arm under his neck, half sitting and quietly watching me with a gaze full of endless tenderness and almost dazed fixation, as I sat combing my hair in front of the mirror. I forced a smile and said, "Has your Majesty thought of someone new, calling me by another's name?" I couldn't help but put the comb down on the dressing table, trying to suppress the inexplicable jealousy in my tone, and joked, "I wonder which sister is named Guan Guan, for your Majesty to remember her so fondly." He just looked at me tenderly, saying, "Guan Guan, your dance was so beautiful, like a startled swan or a gracefully swimming dragon. I fear even Consort May in her reincarnation could not compare with you." Feeling relieved, I chuckled. It was just a dance a few days ago, yet Xilang still remembers it so fondly. He got up and walked over to me, lightly flicking my nose as he laughed. "Such jealousy, Guan is not your title, is it?" I felt a bit foolish for my overreaction and turned away, lowering my head. Huan has never heard Xilang call me that. I thought you were calling someone else." On the dressing table, a white porcelain vase held several freshly picked pansies, exuding a delicate fragrance. He gently touched my shoulder, plucking the most blooming flower to tuck into my hair, and laughed. "Such childish words. It's only you and me here. Who else do you think I would be calling?" I burst into laughter, nestling against his chest. Who knew Xilang would suddenly call me that? How was I to know? His voice was incredibly soft. "The first time I saw you in Uni Hall, even though you followed etiquette with a restrained smile and were so far away, your graceful demeanor was unforgettable. Thus, I chose the title Guan for you, symbolizing a bright smile and gentle beauty." He smiled gracefully. "Xilang flatters me." His expression turned slightly wistful, as if lost in the pleasant memories of the past. "After you entered the palace, you were ill for a while, until that day under the apricot trees in Shanglin Garden. Seeing you play the flute so serenely, your elegance mirrored that of a stunning swan. It was indescribable." I covered his mouth, laughing shyly. "If Xilang continues like this, I'll be utterly embarrassed." He gently moved my hand to hold it in his eyes clear like a spring under the autumn sun. Later, as I read through poetry, I found the common praises for beauty too vulgar for you. Only the line "smoke rises in 3 layers of green atop. A glint of light cuts through the gaze, barely comes close." I gently kissed his eyes, whispering softly, Huan wishes not to serve only with beauty." Xianling's expression was intoxicated. "What I cherish most is your affection." My voice grew softer. "As long as Xilang understands, that's enough." The brass mirror adorned with mother-of-pearl depicted various figures and birds among its designs, including a pair of nightingales with intertwined necks and twin lotuses sharing a stem, alongside exquisite depictions of Yingying and Zhangsheng from The Romance of the Western Chamber, and the exemplary couple Meng Guang and Liang Hong, their deep affections barely concealed by the overlay of gilded mud. Reflected in the mirror, the two of us looked at each other with fondness, never growing tired of the sight. He picked up an eyebrow pencil from the dressing table. Huan, your eyebrows have faded." I chuckled. "Is Xilang going to emulate Zhang Chang and paint Huan's eyebrows?" Xianling just smiled silently, his expression intensely focused as if dealing with a matter of great importance. His movements were skilled and deliberate. Looking in the mirror, he had drawn eyebrows reminiscent of distant mountains, adding a subtle hint of green to them. My eyebrows are naturally thin and long, and I seldom choose the distant mountain style, usually favoring the willow leaf shape. But having him so intently draw my eyebrows made me feel immensely joyful, immersed in boundless happiness. Looking from side to side, it seemed quite fitting. I smiled. I rarely opt for the distant mountain style, but it seems to suit me well. I added a floral hairpin at the center of my forehead. Its red agate beads round and glossy like southern red beans. With a slight shake of my head, they shimmered like a fleeting rainbow. I playfully asked, "Does it look good?" He kissed me gently. "You always look the best." I glanced at him teasingly. Si Lang seems quite adept at drawing eyebrows. "You're such a coy creature." He didn't directly answer, but instead lifted my chin, his voice so soft only I could hear. "How can one embrace their lover before the eyebrows are fully drawn?" I couldn't help but laugh, pushing him away slightly. "Why is Si Lang so flippant?" He gently stroked my back, asking, "Are you hungry? Shall we have dinner brought in?" I smiled. "That sounds good. How about we visit Sister May together after dinner?" He simply smiled indulgently. "Whatever you say, I'll agree to."
Follow us to avoid getting lost and enjoy endless exciting stories. For more content, please go to the Story Wall homepage to view more exciting novels.